Hello, PG students. Welcome back. Teacher Nan here. This is the E-class. So today we're going to start a new unit, okay? But before we go to the first unit, let's start to see what we are going to do in this lesson, okay? Here we have some instructions for the session, okay? So first, I want you to put your microphones and your cameras off. So you have to click on the buttons that we have below. You have the microphone and you have the cameras. They had to be off, right? Just to make sure that everything it's okay, that there's no any noise in the backgrounds of your computers, and also the cameras have to be off because of the internet connection. Okay. Second, I want you to you can click on the chat box, right? This is the the chat box where you can click on it and you can start texting, or you can answer questions that I might have for you, or you can also ask any questions if you have them. And finally, I want you to click on the reaction buttons, right? Here is the reaction buttons. So you can click on it and you can make a thumb up if you are understanding the lesson, or if you want to speak, you can raise your hand and we will unmute you so that you have the chance to speak, okay? Especially when you have conversations or when we have grammar exercises where you can say, where you need to say the answers, okay? Good? Very good. Okay, so in this lesson, this is for PG students that are using the Smart Choice book. We're going to do the unit, today we're gonna start the unit 11, okay? But before we start the unit 11, we need to review the unit 10, right? With the food and drinks, remember those items, those vocabulary. Okay, so we're gonna review some and any in conversations because we need to make conversations. We need to speak using the grammar and the vocabulary from the unit 10. And then we're gonna make some quizzes with the unit 10, right? After that, we're going to learn new vocabulary from the unit 11, okay? So wait a minute for this. In a moment, we're gonna go to the unit 11. Then we're gonna learn adjectives that describe places. Then we're gonna practice conversations using the verb to be, is, are, or am with places and adjectives. Okay. So these are the things that we're going to do in this session or in this e-class. Okay. So let's start with the review of the unit 10 with some and any. Okay, good. Now we're gonna start with the unit 10. We're going to make a review using some and any in conversations. Okay, so the first conversation that we have is in a restaurant. Okay, so we need to start asking, do you have any? Do you want some, right? So let's start with this conversation. So here, who is this? This is a waiter. And who is that? That is a client, a customer, right? And they are in a restaurant. So the waiter says, "Welcome to Grassy Burger. How can I help you?" And the customer says, "Do you have any?" And you can start using the vocabulary about food and drinks. So, for example, do you have any chicken? Do you have any fish? Do you have any meat? Do you have any pork? And the waiters can say, yes. And the waiter can say, yes, yes, we have some. Or no, we don't have any. Yes. So let's try to do this conversation. Just imitate me, or you can do it with your friends, like video call them, right? And practice. The more you practice, you will be able to say it automatically. Okay. So, do you have any chicken? Yes, we have some. Do you have any fish? No, we don't have any. Sorry. Do you have any meat? Yes, we have some. Or do you have any pork? No, we don't have any. And then you can start using other items like water, coffee, sugar, or maybe utensils like, for example, spoons, knife, right? So you can use those items in the conversation. Lettuce, apples, potatoes, anything related to food. Desserts like cake, let's say water, soda, or anything related to food, right? So you can do this conversation with your friends, or you can do it alone and practice. Now, when you have the word "have" in a question, is all the time any, even if it is a countable or a non-countable noun, we use any all the time. But except when the count noun is in singular. In that situation, we don't use any. Okay, only any in questions using have with count nouns in plural or non-count nouns. Non-count nouns all the time any. Okay. So as you see in the screen, we have all these let's say food or kinds of meat are non-countable. So we use any, any, any. Okay. So practice this. Let's go to the next conversation. Hello. Well, we just before we start, we have a conversation between a wife and a husband, right? One is in the house and the other person is in the supermarket. Yes? And they are talking on the phone, right? Maybe the husband wants to say something or wants to ask the wife for things that they don't have in their house. Okay, so let's try to do this conversation together. You can listen to me and then you can repeat. Yes, it's very good for practice. So, hello, honey. I'm at the supermarket. Do you want some potatoes? Hi, sweetie. No, I don't want any potatoes, but I need some carrots. Okay, let's go to the next one. Hello, honey. I'm at the supermarket. Do you want some tomatoes? Hi, sweetie. No, I don't want any tomatoes, but I need some bell peppers. Good. Let's go to the third conversation. Hello, honey. I'm at the supermarket. Do you want some cucumbers? No, hi, sweetie. No, I don't want any cucumbers, but I need some lettuce. Hi, honey. Fourth conversation. Hi, honey. Do you want some soda? No, I don't want any soda, but I need some water. Yes? So again, when you had to you want, the word want, we use some with plural nouns like, I mean, the plural nouns are always countable, right? As you can see, potato is countable, tomato is countable, cucumber is countable, carrots are countable, bell peppers are countable, but soda, water, and lettuce are uncountable, okay? So when you have plural nouns, we use some. When you have want, and we use some with non-countable nouns like these three using want. Okay, you can practice this and then you can do it orally. Practice over and over and over again. Okay, good. So, do you want some? Do you want some? I don't want any. In negative, I don't want any. In affirmative, I need some. I want some. I have some. In negative, I don't want any. I don't need any. I don't have any. Good. Yes. Okay. This is how you need to practice. All right. Here you can say, do you want some? Do you have any? Or do you need any? Do you need and do you have any? Do you want some? Yes. Let me know if you understand this. If you have any questions, go to the previous session, the last session, and I want you to pay attention when to use some and any, and what are the count and non-count nouns, okay? Good, excellent. Now that we know this conversation practice, and now we're gonna do some quizzes, okay, related to this unit. So let's go to the quizzes in the CCPA. Great. This is a CCPA website. As you can see, this is the platform. And let's start to practice the quiz, okay, from the unit 10. Remember, you have here an avisito, los pasos a seguir, okay? And then you can do the quiz. Read this. I want you to leer this, right? And then you can do the quiz. So, previsualizar el examen ahora, right? You had 10 questions, okay? So let's start with the first question. We don't have any food. Do you want to go shopping? So we have option A, I can't. I gotta work tonight. B, my sister loves to go shopping. And C, the shopping mall is near here. So the question is, do you want to go shopping? And the answer is option A, I can't. I had to work tonight, right? So good job. Let's go to the next one. Do we have any sugar? You see, have any all the time. And this is a non-count noun, so you have any all the time with non-count nouns. So do you have any sugar? Option A, yes, I need sugar. Option B, they're over the table. Option C, no, we don't. We need some. Okay, so let's try to analyze the answers. The question is, do we have any sugar? Right? If you and I have sugar, I'm asking you. So yes, I need sugar. Is do you have any sugar? If I say, do you have any sugar? You say, yes, I have some sugar. But here is, I'm not asking if you need sugar. I just asking if you have sugar. So the option A, that will be correct. They're over the table. Sugar is uncountable, so we can't answer with there. It's only it over the table. So it has to be it's when you have non-count noun. And the option C, no, we don't. We need some. So the option C is the right answer. Okay, let's continue. Are there any cookies left? Right? If we still have cookies, that's the question. Okay, do we have cookies? Right? And the option A says, no, there aren't. Yes, there are cookies. Cookies are delicious. The question is if we still have any cookies. So cookies are delicious has nothing to do with the question. Yes, there are cookies. We're not asking if the items that we have are cookies or not. We're not asking that. So the option A is the right answer. No, there aren't any cookies. Good. Let's continue. Let's do one more. Let's make lunch. What's in the refrigerator? So we have the option A. The question is what is in the refrigerator, right? So the option A is between the table and chairs. Between the table and chairs. What do you mean? We asking for food. All right. So we're not asking where the foods or the food is, right? So the option A has nothing to do with the question. There's some chicken and vegetables. Again, let's try to see if it is correct or not, because we need to look up for the option C. There's a refrigerator in the kitchen. We're now asking if the refrigerator is in the kitchen or not. So the only answer is that is correct is the option B. There's some chicken and vegetables, right? So those are the things that we have in the refrigerator because we need to make lunch, we need to cook, okay? So good. So you can do these exercises in the in the platform, okay? So we're not gonna do all the questions now, but I'm just gonna show you what the answers are. So let's go to, we attempt 4 questions. Let's try to see. We have, you have 40 minutes to complete the question. If you didn't finish by the time, you can do it again and do it again until you finish the quiz, okay? Good? Excellent. Okay, so this is the quiz related to the unit 10, yes. And so yeah, this is something that you can do at home. Great. Okay, so now I'm going to start sharing the new unit. So let's go back to the unit 11, yes. And now that we finished Some and Any, we are going to do the vocabulary from the unit 11, okay? So the title of the unit 11 is Where Were You Yesterday? Yes. And we are going to learn in the vocabulary section, we are going to learn about places where you are, right? Mall, coffee shop, um, restaurant, mall. Okay, so we're gonna remember those places again, like the unit 9, we'll learn about places. Okay, so we have a question here. When do you go to the supermarket? When do you go to the supermarket? If you ask me the question, I probably would say I go to the supermarket on Saturdays afternoon. I go to the supermarket on Mondays. I go to the supermarket on Sundays. Okay, so you gotta add an S at the end of the day, right? Don't say I go to the supermarket on Monday. I go to the supermarket, sorry, on Mondays. Okay, because it's a frequency. It's something that you repeat every Monday. Okay. Now, let's start with the vocabulary from the unit 11. So the first place, by looking at the picture, right? This is the gym. The second one, this is our library in the Roosevelt library that we have at the CPA. So this is the library, the place where you read books or you can book books, okay? So you can ask for books in the library. Then we have home, the classroom, the internet cafe, work, the laundromat, the supermarket, the mall, the coffee shop, the bakery. Okay, so now that we know the places, let's try to remember again. The gym, the library, the laundromat, home, the supermarket, the bakery. Okay, so those are the places that you have to try to remember because we have the question in the exam, we can have a question, where do you go every day? I go to the library every day, or I go home every day. Okay, so now let's try to see some few phrases that we need to be very careful with, okay? So I go to the, I go to the. When you say go, we need to be careful. You all the time, you don't say I go to the. We go to the supermarket, we go to the gym every day, we go to the mall, right? But be careful with home, school, and work. These three places, we don't use go to them. We say go home. We say go to school, no go to the school. Go to work and not go to the work. Okay? So let's try to repeat one more time. Go home, go to school, go to work. Go home, go to school, go to work. So go to is for school and work, and only go is for home. Okay? Let me know if you understand it. The rest of the places we say go to them, go to them, go to them. Okay? Good. So it's incorrect. I go to the school. It's only I go to school. Yes. All right, now that we learned go to the, go to and go, we need to fill in the blanks in these sentences with go to the, go to, or go. So let's go to the first one. My mother, the supermarket. Remember, only home, work, and school uses, use go to or go. The supermarket is is the rest of the places. So very good. We use go to that. In this case, is my mother goes, right? Because it's third person singular. He, she, or it use goes. Yes, very good. Then we have Brenda and I, and we have work. Remember, home, work, and school, they are different. So in this case, we use go to. Very good. Yes, Brenda and I go to work on weekdays. Library. Library is the rest of the places. So we can use go to there. Very good. Peter doesn't go to the library. And then we have a question, but remember, home, school, and work use a different phrase. So we use with home, we use only go, right? So do you go home every day? Good job. So where do you go every day? Now that we learn go to that, go to and go. So if I have that question, you can say, I go home every day. Where do you go every day? I go to work every day. Where do you go every day? I go to school every day. I go to the library. I go to the supermarket every day. Okay? So you can answer like that. So you can use the chat rooms or you can to answer the questions so you can say with your partners. You can ask to each other. Okay? So let's try to learn again more vocabulary. We have the laundromat, gym, supermarket, the internet cafe, butcher shop. The butcher shop is a place that you buy meat, right? For your asados, sausages, chicken, fish, any kind of meat. Any kind of meat. Sorry, you buy in the butcher shop. Yes. Then we have the hot dog stand, right? We have this is on Palmas on Estrella Street, right next to the in front or across from El Bolsi. You have many of these places, right? So this is a newsstand, right? Then we have the disco or a nightclub. Then we have the bar, right? We have the police station. This is another place. We have the theater. We have the fire station. We have a stadium. We have the park. We have the mall. We have a hair salon, right? So do you go to the hair salon? When do you go to the hair salon? I go to the hair salon every month. right? You don't go every day, but you go every month, right? And then you can answer these questions with your partners. When do you go to your friend's home? I go to my friend's home on the weekends. I go to my friend's home on Saturdays. Okay, so this is how you answer this question. When do you go to work? When do you go to work? I go to work. Remember, now I go to the work, but I go to work every day. I go to work from Mondays to Fridays, or I go to work 7 or 5 days per week, 5 days a week, right? So you can answer like that. Very good. Now we're going to learn adjectives that describe places, okay? Now we learn the places. Butcher shop, mall, coffee shop, hot dog stand, newsstand, restaurants, the bar, the fire station, the police station, the gym, the library, home, work, school. Okay, now we learn these places. Now let's try to describe those places. How can we describe those places? We can describe those places with adjectives. Okay, so the first one, we had adjectives are used to describe the places. Okay, so we have some, we have several, we have some adjectives here. We have boring, crowded, empty, and cheap. These are adjectives. And let's look at the pictures and let's try to describe them by using adjectives. So the mall, okay, look at the picture. A lot of people you see in the mall, right? So what could it be? Boring. The mall is boring. The mall is crowded. Crowded is when you have a lot of people in a place. Empty. Empty is the opposite from crowded. Empty, no people at all. Okay. And cheap is when we talk about money. When it's cheap, you pay less money. When it's expensive, more money, right? So the mall is very good. The mall is crowded. There are a lot of people in the mall, as you can see in the picture. Then we have the English classroom, right? So the classroom is boring, crowded, empty, or cheap. What do you think the answer is? Do we have a lot of people here? We don't have any people here. We don't have any. You see, I'm using the grammar. So the opposite of crowded is empty. So the classroom is empty. Good job. Yes. Now let's try to describe these places, the restaurant and the park. So we have clean, dirty, expensive, and cheap. The restaurant is clean, dirty, expensive, or cheap. Very good. The restaurant is clean. Yes. How about the next, the one that is below the picture? The park is, so the opposite from clean is dirty. A lot of garbage, okay, or trash on the floor. So the place is not clean. The place is dirty. Very good job. All right, so let's go to the next few. Let's go to the next pictures. So we have, this is work. So work is interesting, boring, long, or crowded. Hmm, very good. Work is boring, right? You are like that. So work is boring. So the opposite of boring is, the museum is, if something is very, very entertaining, or you are very focused on something, it's interesting. So boring and interesting, let me say it correctly, are the opposites, okay, from one another. Then we have the room. Yes, it can be your bedroom, and you have another bedroom, but they are opposite. They are using opposite adjectives. So we have neat, boring, messy, and interesting. So my room is still, my room is still very good, messy. When you don't have everything organized, all right, or clean, is messy. Very good. And so if we have messy, the opposite of messy is neat. So my room now is neat. Very good. Messy and neat, opposite. Clean and dirty, opposites. Very good. Yes. Just try to understand this. Give me a thumb up or raise your hand if you have any questions about neat and messy, clean and dirty. Clean and dirty, messy and neat. Good? Yes. Now let's go to the supermarket. Yes. And we have some adjectives to describe the supermarket. And we have a line. Yes, we had two lines. This line and this line. So the line is small. The line is clean. Doesn't make sense. The line is okay. Or the line is long. Yes. So very good job. The line is long. So if we have a long line in the supermarket, we can also have the opposite. So the opposite is small. The line is small or the line is short. Okay, good, very good. Let's go to the next pictures and let's try to describe the pictures. Okay, so the mall is long. The mall is spacious. The mall is messy. Oh, the mall is cramped. So very good job. The mall is spacious. You have a lot of space in the mall. Okay. So the opposite of spacious is cramped. Cramped. So look at the picture here. The train is, the opposite is cramped. Very good. Yes. All right. So here we have some other pictures. So we have the actors are and the bar is. So the actors are long. The actors are quiet. The actors are noisy. I mean, they're speaking a lot. Or the actors are boring. Very good. The actors are quiet. Okay. Very good. This is another adjective. The bar is long. The bar is quiet. The bar is noisy. Or the bar is boring. Very good. The opposite of quiet, when people are speaking a lot, is noisy. The bar is noisy. Very good. So now, the adjectives are the words, or an adjective is a word that you use to describe a person. Beautiful girl, for example. She is a beautiful girl, right? So we are using an adjective. We can use adjectives with places. The house is messy. My bedroom is messy. The drugstore is expensive, right? Or the mall is spacious. So we use adjectives with places or things, right? My mug or my cup is empty, right? So we're using adjectives with things as well. So here we have some examples. The rooms are messy, right? Place and adjective. Place and adjective. The mall is crowded. The room is neat. The laundromats in my city are cheap. Laundromat or laundromats, cheap. So you see adjectives and places. Yes, very good. Good. So now we have an exercise. I need you to complete the sentences using adjectives that best suits them. Okay. So, for example, we have the first sentence that says, the library isn't noisy. It's very. So what is the opposite from noisy? Cheap, quiet, neat, or clean? Very good job. Noisy, the opposite of noisy is quiet. Okay? So in the library, you have to be very quiet in order not to disturb someone else that is paying attention or are very concentrated on reading. Okay? So quiet in a library. Very good job. Let's go to the next one. Hospitals are always very, they're not dirty. So the opposite of dirty is, remember the restaurant and the park. The restaurant is clean and the park is dirty, right? So we have cheap, quiet, neat, and clean. So the opposite of dirty, clean. Very good. The hospitals are always very clean. They're not dirty, right? This is very logical. Very good job. Peter, your room's still messy. Peter, your room isn't. So the opposite of messy is very good, neat, right? So your room's still messy. Your Peter's room isn't neat. And finally, the convenience store isn't expensive. So the opposite of expensive is very good, cheap. Not too many money. No, I'm sorry, not too much money to pay for any items that you have there. Very good. Over some items that they sell there, right? Very good job. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Okay, the lesson was about places and adjectives. When do you go to the supermarket? Remember, go to there, or go. Go home, go to school, go to work. But then go to the library, go to the supermarket, go to the gym, go to anywhere else. Okay, good. So now the question is, where do you go every day? When do you go to the library? When do you go to work? When do you go to school? When do you go to, sorry, when do you go home? Let me know if you understand this. And I hope that you like this lesson. And the next session, we are going to learn about the verb to be, I am, you are, he is, but with places and in the past. Okay, we're gonna use, for the first time, we're gonna start using simple past with the verb to be. Thank you so much for watching this lesson, this e-class, and I'll see you on the in the next session next Thursday. Okay? Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.